Welcome back to Kamikaze Uncaged. I'm Tom.
I'm Tommy.
You sound pretty confident there. Wow.
I'm pretty sure of my name.
You sound like SpongeBob. I'm ready.
I was. I've been rehearsing that line all morning.
Well, you nailed it.
I was brushing my teeth. There's toothpaste all over my bathroom for me rehearsing that line. I was very nervous.
Well, I'm glad you're excited to be here.
Very excited to be here.
Oh, man. What do we got coming up this? We got Toro Cup coming up.
Dude, we always have something coming up.
We really do.
But I think the most prominent is currently Toro Cup.
Yeah. And, they posted a picture up from, I think it was Toro Cup 3.
Yeah, see, my first one was 4, so
Yeah,
I missed that one.
It looks so different.
I think, was it a different venue?
I mean, to me, that's what it looked like.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it really did, but it was completely different. It's cool when you see old pictures and how far certain things have come. That's a monster.
It just
now.
goes to show you like how much they're revamping things.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
every time there's something different, and that they're like, all right, we could do this different and make it better. And every time they do it different and make it better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They definitely they got a ton of support too, which is awesome.
Oh my goodness, a ton.
So we got 3. We got you.
3, yeah. So
Kaylee.
far,
Yeah. We got you, Kaylee,
yeah.
and
And Cameron.
Cameron.
Yeah. So all 3 of us are gonna go. We're gonna represent.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some fun. I called Little Spoon with my guy. I told him I wanted to be the Little Spoon. He unfortunately wanted to be the Little Spoon as well, but I called it first.
Okay.
Yeah. So as unfortunate as that is, I beat you to it.
Yep.
Oh, my phone.
Oh, man.
That's not. Look, I
Messing up everything, man.
rehearsed this morning and everything, and it's just all going downhill. But it's gonna be super fun. There's some super good matches coming up.
Yeah.
One that I'm super excited to see is my good friend Joey Ward.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's competing against a super game opponent.
Really?
Yeah, very excited about that.
Let's go. I haven't seen Joey since.
Dude, we send each other memes every day.
Really?
Yeah, I get on Instagram and I got like 5 unread messages by Joey. And then I get to where like I'm in a lull at work or something and I'm just on Instagram. Send. I feel bad because I know he opens Instagram and there's like 22 unread messages from Tommy.
You're not as bad on Instagram. I think me and you send more of the TikTok
Oh, yeah.
videos because
Well, I'm on Instagram at work.
TikTok.
But at home I'm on TikTok.
Yeah,
The shift thing.
a lot of times I forget about the Instagram. Well, I don't forget about it, but I neglect to open my messages. So anybody
Right.
that sends me messages on Instagram,
I do feel bad. I'm actually part of
Sorry.
I'm part of a friend group. A big group messages. It was dank memes at one time, then it changed to something, and now it's damp memes.
okay.
I
I wonder why they had to change it.
don't know.
It's probably
I think for funsies.
Copyright.
I think for funsies. Actually, part of that group, something new I've been doing. I forget the name of the game, but I have been playing a D&D like game, a Dungeons and Dragons esque.
Sounds incredible.
It's actually been super fun. Look, let me tell you, I'll go ahead and relay the storyline so far, right? So, in this world, you can only be like woodland creatures.
Oh God.
Look. I'm gonna get you on this game. In this world, you can only be woodland creatures. No people, orcs, elves, nothing. Only woodland creatures.
So like a raccoon?
Yes, Darlene's a raccoon. Coincidentally.
Of course she is.
Can you guess what I am?
An owl.
Keep going.
Hawk.
Nope.
Are you a flying animal?
I'm not a flying animal. I mean, if you threw me hard enough, yeah, I would be a flying animal. But
Frog.
no,
I have no idea.
you're really bad at this.
Yeah, I'm
In
terrible.
honor of Mom, I'm a possum. Or an opossum. I have an alter ego. I have 2 names. I wanted a goofy one. I can't say the goofy one on here. It's not like super inappropriate, but it's like just over the borderline. But my regular name is Gregor. And when I'm a rogue, so when I put my mask on to do a roguish feat, right? Then I become my slightly inappropriate alter ego. But it's fun. So it's a group of us. It's me. It's Darlene. John, who you know up in Virginia, is our dungeon
Yeah,
master.
yeah.
You've met Mikhail and JJ
Yeah,
as well.
I love that group of friends up there in Virginia. They're
Wonderful
awesome.
people.
They're cool.
I love
Yeah.
them. Actually, Chris, Benita, and Mikhail just got their purple belts.
Yeah, I seen that.
They
I
just
seen
got
that.
it. Mikhail
Yeah,
was the fastest blue belt ever.
man.
He like just got his blue belt, and I was like, "Congrats!" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a purple belt now." What?
Yeah, you know that goes to show he's
But he's
putting in the
good.
work.
Like he's there like every day. He's teaching Muay Thai. He's doing jujitsu. He's constantly there.
I was a blue belt for like 7 years. 7.
Blue belts, I've heard, is one of the longest.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, I was putting in the work, but I wasn't. I didn't make it an everyday thing.
Right.
So yeah, I needed to be a 7-year blue belt.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
I think because it was an everyday thing for me, and I was training since I was 8. You can't get your blue belt till 16.
Yeah.
So I think I think that's why I was a blue belt for such a short amount of time, because I was a white belt for
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. Yep.
I was a white belt while I was a blue belt, you know.
You got your blue belt when you came back from getting your jaw busted.
I did. I remember the picture. I had like the chubby face and everything.
Yeah.
I tried to smile
You
in the
looked like
picture because
Jay
I was
Leno.
happy. But anyways, look, back to the important
I was
stuff.
hoping
Okay.
you'd forget about that.
Oh no, we don't
Okay.
forget about that, right? So Mikhail is a fox, and JJ, I can't. JJ's a honey badger. All right, and we all have names. Darlene is Tanuki Senpai. I forget Mikhail and JJ's name.
This is
JJ's Sir Pants-a-Lot. And Mikhail, if you're watching, I've forgotten your name already. But John is our dungeon master. He's the one that narrates the story. He's the one that kind of tells us, this is happening. What do you do? Type deal. So we start out. We all created backstories. I won't get into all that. I don't want to cause too much excitement for the
yeah,
listeners.
this is really
If you do want to hear this, full background story, hit us up, and I'll gladly go over this. But 4 adventurers, we all know each other, right? We're going out. We receive a box, right? And it says delivered to this kingdom, and it's like some very authoritative kingdom. We don't like them. We like being, free spirits or whatever. We're living on our own. We don't like these rules over here. You're kind of very dictatorship like over here. So they were like, deliver this box to them. And we're like, all right. So we're walking in the woods, and these 2 mice come up, right? Or sorry, 1 mice. One mouse comes up.
yeah.
One
Plural is
1
mice.
mouse is 2 mouse. Anyways, 1 mooses comes up, and he's like, hey, and he's got like this rusty, gross looking, broken sword. Hey, give me all you got.
I got to ask something.
Okay.
So the creators of these games, how high do you have to be to
Not high at
actually
all.
think of this stuff?
Because all they did was like, here is your kingdom, create a story. And that's all they did. And that's brilliant. That's the smartest thing. And I wonder how much they've made off of this. Because they were just like, here's your kingdom, here's what you can be, and here's a general rule set, create a story. You're creating it. You're making them money by playing this game because you're doing the hard work. They created the rules. You can do this. If you roll a high number, that's good. If you roll a low number, that's bad. So on and so forth. Create the game. And that's brilliant. But look, my mouse comes up. The moose comes up, right? The Mises.
The Mises.
And so John's like, what do you want to do? He's trying to rob you. So Mikhail's like, talking about Avatar, the Last Airbender. Uncle Iroh, if any of you guys know who Uncle Iroh is, was like, hey, this isn't you. Your stance is terrible. Why are you trying to rob us? This isn't you. You don't need to rob us. So he puts his sword down. And Darlene's like, well, I'm going to tie him up and rob him back. So then we get into a fight. We end up stabbing him in the foot, knocking them both out. We don't kill either of them, but we knock them both out, and we stab him in the foot. Okay? Find a house in the woods. She takes us in, making us dinner.
So hold on, wait a minute.
Oh, sorry, I forgot
this
to mention the second mouse.
This is a human that takes you in?
No, they're all woodland creatures.
So
I forgot to mention the second mouse. We hit the older brother, right? Second mouse comes out, he's like 10. So knock him out, right? as per all 10-year-olds.
All right, I'm down with
But he
that.
comes out with a kitchen knife, right? That's an important detail. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Knock both of them out. Kyle has a frying pan. Actually, that's his weapon of choice. So he bonked both of them, knocked them out. We took the kitchen knife. Go to this. We find this cabin in the woods. See smoke. Notice, we smell. Look in the window. Knock on the door. We're like, yo, we're hungry. Can you take us in, eat for the night? And she was like, yeah, I ain't got a whole lot, but like you can come in for a meal. Set the table though. So we start setting the table and notice there's a kitchen knife missing.
So someone has the knife.
Someone has the knife.
Are there any magic potions in this?
Not many.
No, wait a minute.
Not
So
many.
there is magic.
Well, there's like
potions.
healing, like
All right.
yeah, elixirs.
See, yeah, That's where you start losing.
Nah,
me.
but listen.
The hocus
right?
pocus stuff and the dragons, and I'm done.
So we get there, right, and we all kind of put it together. Like there's silverware sets, and there's a knife missing from one, and we're like,
So now you got to shake down everybody, see who has the knife, or
no, remember we stole the knife.
oh, okay.
The little mouse boy had the knife. So
Mace.
now the Mises, so the little Mises. So now we're piecing it together, and we're like, this is their mom. And so we're sitting, we eat, and we're all just kind of quiet, right? We're eating, and we're doing whatever later, and we hear a knock on the door, and we're like, oh. Well, they come in, right? Normally, bad situation. My man's he's stabbed in the foot. They're wet. It's raining outside. Comes in, and she's like, you guys did what to my sons? And we're like, they started it. In real life, that wouldn't work. But we rolled the dice. Got a super high number. So that means, all right, they started it. Just, get out of my house. So we get out. And then remember, we had the box. So we don't know what's in the box. We were told not to open it. I like chaotic things. That's my character.
This sounds so confusing.
So I go to open this box because the lady's like,
What's in the box?
Yeah. The lady was like, I don't even know what's in the box. I don't care. Just get out of my house, right? So we open this box. We pop the seal, open it, and it's a bomb.
Of course it is.
It's a bomb.
Of course it is.
They're using us to deliver this bomb to this dictatorship kingdom over here.
You got Ted Kaczynski living in the same woods,
Right.
freaking making bombs and sending them to people.
The story goes on. My character so far, I won't get into the rest of the story. We've only done 2 sessions so far, and they're like almost 2-hour-long sessions, hour and a half. And my character so far is terrible at fighting. I've tried to fight twice. Every time I do a roll a low number, so something dumb happens. Right, the first time with the Mises, I was like, so my guy's good at like grappling, so I want to try to tackle this guy, bring him to the ground, and kind of like secure him so we can rob him, right? Because I'm in it now. So I go to tackle this mouse, and it's the one who's been stabbed in the foot. So you're already hurt. I roll the dice. I get a 3. So I run towards him and I trip over the sword.
your ankle gives out and they just beat you up while you're on the ground.
So I trip over the sword, and then I'm kind of like down for the rest of the fight. And then, I think a second time I fought, I challenged someone. There was like a prize fighter, and he was like, if you win, you get this. And then I had a mask, right? And that's an important mask to me. Like I said, I won't get into my backstory, but that mask is very important to me.
Okay.
And he was like, you don't have any money, but I like your mask. I'll take your mask if I win. So I went to battle, right? Went to fight this guy. First blood wins. So he swings his weapon. I had a plan. Rolled a 3. Again.
You hit yourself in the face.
I didn't. My plan didn't work at all, though. And he nicked me. And he had like a little fencing sword. And he was like, that was dumb. And he took my mask.
Well, see, you guys lose me on this. You and Mom are into these weird games.
Right.
And Darlene, too. Anything but magic potions or talking animals
Magic potion. This has both.
or dragons.
I don't think this has dragons.
If it has dragons, I can't do it.
But dragons are the coolest thing ever. You fly. You're a flying lizard that breathes fire. What's not cooler? That is every 8-year-old boy's dream to own. And I don't think it stops after you turn 8. You just want a dragon more and more.
I guess. I guess. That's,
You're telling me if a dragon showed up on your doorstep and was like, I need a new master.
Mom would probably take it in and put it in with the possum.
No, no, this dragon wants you. You're telling me that you'd be like, nah. You wouldn't take a dragon.
No.
Why? Do you know how many cows there are where you live?
Dude.
Like, it would have unlimited sources.
Yeah, but you're not thinking.
This is a sentient dragon. It can feed itself.
Have you ever seen dragon shit?
Have you?
I haven't,
How do you
but
know it's
I'm,
not?
I'm assuming that it's not like little
That's
pellets.
the issue is you're assuming. How do you know it doesn't just burn up in their stomach? It could be like a little rabbit poop. Done. You could walk your dragon. And who said this again? This is a sentient dragon.
Yeah, but then when you go away, you got to have somebody watch the dragon.
No,
then you
this
got
is
a whole.
a sentient dragon. It just needs a master.
Oh God.
It needs a form of control, right?
Nerd talk.
Nah, see, it's
This
sentient.
is nerd.
Speaking of
talk.
nerd talk, I have some nerdy events coming up.
What do you got?
I have, first and foremost, I have Awesome Con in Washington, D.C.
Was that the one you were sending me? Who was going to be there?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's some good people coming.
Is it now? Is this going to be a 3-day event?
I think it's 3-day, might be 4-day, but definitely 3 for sure, like a weekend long thing.
See, even though it's nerdy, I can do that because I think some of the stuff there
like
would
Star
be
Wars?
cool. Yeah, I think
You
some
like
of the
some of the Marvel stuff?
yeah, I think some of the stuff there would be cool.
Absolutely.
4 days worth, I don't think I could do 4 days.
Well, see, there's other you don't just have to walk through the exhibition hall, which is cool to do.
Okay.
Excuse me. And you can look through all like the cosplays. Saturday's going to be the best day to go. That's your biggest day. That's the day that most people can come. It's the cosplay contest, which I signed up for, by the way.
Okay.
I'm going to do Tenya Ida again.
You did fairly well in that online
I
thing.
did. I didn't do as good as I
you
wanted
made it
to.
to the semifinals.
Right? Top 1%.
Yeah.
But I didn't make it through.
That's all right.
That's all right. It happens. You know,
You did real good.
it did real good. I'll take it.
Yeah.
But this one I'm going to win. This one's in person. I'm going to win it.
Yeah.
I have to fix my costume a little bit. There's a couple,
Okay, so you're
couple
gonna
bits
go as
here
the
and
same
there.
person
I'm
again.
gonna go as the same person, but
Okay.
for GalaxyCon later in the year, I'm gonna go as a different person.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
But for those of you who don't know Darlene, huge Lord of the Rings fan, massive. I'm talking like could quote every line from that. Without the movie, she could probably act out the entire movie, all 3 extended theatrical editions in front of us right now.
I can see that.
She could do 12 hours worth of acting, line for line, on these movies. She did a book report on this when she was in school. I'm talking like mega fan. So, that being said, we've met 2 of the hobbits
Okay.
so far. We've met Billy Boyd, who also has a podcast with Dominic Monaghan. We haven't met him yet, but we're going to. They also have a podcast called The Friendship Onion. I listen to it on the regular.
Okay.
Fantastic podcast. And we've met Sean Astin, who many of you guys know from other movies, 51st Date,
You said
Rudy.
yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of you know him as Samwise Gamgee.
Now that's the one you actually watched the fights.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
he watched your fight.
both of them were so nice.
Yeah.
So Billy Boyd, like I said, we talked for a little bit, and you know he's Scottish.
Okay.
So you know he's got the accent.
Yeah.
It's fun to listen to, anyways.
Yeah.
Not to us, but we went to it was like a speech.
Scottish accent's awesome.
Right.
Dude, it just sounds like you want to fight. You could say the nicest thing.
Nah, but see, he doesn't. He's got the nice Scottish accent.
Oh.
Yeah, like it sounds like he wants to give you candy. Yeah. Like if you meet Billy Boyd, you're gonna be like, absolutely, I'll go to dinner with you without him asking. But we went to this thing where he was just speaking. It wasn't like a big speech or anything. He was sort of being interviewed, asked questions, you know, like a Q&A type deal. And you know, he sang the song from the movies, which was nice. I got a video of it. And like I said, met Sean Astin. We were like second or third in line. Got there, got up there. We have like a 5-minute conversation with this man.
Does Sean Astin have a lisp in real life? Like a lot of his movies, he has.
No, he didn't have a lisp.
You know what? I don't think Rudy he had one.
No, he didn't have a lisp.
Yeah.
He was such a nice man.
Because I picture him in like 51st Dates. Like,
I did ask him
hey,
a
like
question.
Deed Baby.
I asked him a question about 51st Dates.
Oh, did you?
I asked him if the fishnet was his choice or not.
And what was it?
It wasn't his choice.
It wasn't
It was
his
not his
choice.
choice. He got there and they told him what to wear.
Dude, that used to be a thing.
Fishnet?
Well, it wasn't fishnet. It was mesh.
That's fishnet.
Yeah, mesh used to be a thing, man.
That's loose fish. That's
Like-
fishnet without the fishnet.
Like mid
It's
to late
loose.
80s, mesh was a
That's
thing.
rough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you have that.
Yeah.
I'll take my fanny
and-
packs any day over
Mesh half
fishnet.
shirts.
Speaking of, hold on, wait. Hold on.
Yeah, they if we were to look back in the 80s, well, now you're getting your fanny pack cuz
Absolutely.
that's like your trademark now. And so many people in the jiu-jitsu world, I think we've talked about this. So
They're
many
coming
people
up, and I would like to.
utilize the fanny pack. I, for one, do not utilize the fanny pack.
I do, and it's so useful.
Yeah.
So useful.
Yeah, I remember you came to see me at work one day.
I had the fanny pack.
Yeah, and
I always.
they were like,
I keep that thing on me.
"Did he have a fanny pack on
Absolutely.
after you left?" I was like,
I
"Yes."
carry these hands in it, along with my wallet.
Speaking
and-
of hands,
and my chapstick.
I swear I can't wait to get back to a fight.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, well,
It's.
hopefully we'll have one coming up here soon.
I hope so.
Fight weekend and leading up to the fight is so cool.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I love that.
It's as a fighter a nerve-wracking weekend up until Saturday night when
Yeah.
everything's done.
Yeah, yeah,
But as a either a coach and it's nerve-wracking for a coach or a supporter. It's such a fun weekend.
it's very nerve wracking for a coach.
Yeah, very
It's
nerve-wracking. I've been
not
a
as
corner
much as a
twice.
fighter. Yeah,
And-
it's fun.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun. But every time one of our fighters gets in there, dude, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
man, this come up quick.
Oh, yeah.
You try to mentally prepare yourself. All right, 2 more fights. We got 2 more fights.
Yeah,
coming,
you're like
and-
fight number 13, then all of
Yeah,
a sudden
and
it's
then
fight
I'm
number
holy
9, and
crap,
you're like,
we're getting
oh.
the cooler ready. We got this getting ready.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know, like, everything that
Yeah,
it
it's a whole
takes.
weekend. It's not just like you go in, fight for 15 minutes, and call it a day.
Yeah. So, for anybody that's listening, Connie works as
Or watching.
Yeah, or watching. Connie is she does a fantastic job with communicating.
She does okay. I guess.
Yeah, she does a great job communicating with these shows. So they'll either they'll contact us and they'll talk to Connie. They don't talk to our fighters. It all goes through Connie, and Connie will start looking into the show and dates and all this other stuff, and that's when we'll see who is ready here as far as the fights.
Yeah.
But and usually it goes. I think this next one we may have a couple of surprises.
I think so.
Yeah,
I definitely think
can-
so. There's a couple that we're looking at.
yeah, I could definitely see that happening.
Absolutely.
But and so much goes into it because
So much. And not even just the weekend, but like the 2.5, 3 months of fight camp.
yeah.
beforehand.
Oh my God, and the whole gym pulls together, and
It really
we
does.
create this perfect storm of a fight camp.
It's funny to see how during fight camp, right? Obviously, it's affecting the fighters.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of attention is focused on the fighters. Not saying we take any attention away from the class, but we teach the class and we turn around and yell at the fighters like, hey,
yeah,
Pick it up.
We're running like 2 different classes
right.
at the same time.
Yeah, we're giving a lot of attention. So it's wearing on the coaches for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's funny. It's funny to see towards the end, the people that start. So we've had fight camp start at the beginning of 90-day challenges.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people sign up, good to go, and as the challenge progresses, you see less and less
Yeah.
and less and less until there's 3 people on a sparring night. And you're like,
Yeah.
and after fight camp, they're all like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I'm back."
yeah.
I'm
Nobody wants to
magically
get punched
healed
in the
from my
face. Yeah,
sickness.
yeah. I had COVID for the 20th time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, whew.
Yeah.
They're using my blood
Yeah.
for vaccines now.
Doctor said I could do jujitsu. I just couldn't spar.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, nobody wants to get punched in the face, especially when
Right.
you're doing that. You're in fight camp because you're going a little bit harder.
A little bit, but we still you still
Yeah,
even like Wednesday nights. Like, it's an hour long Shark Tank,
yeah,
which
it
sucks.
really is.
Regardless, you could have everybody who it's their second night,
Yeah,
right? And you're in there for an hour. It still sucks,
yeah, oh
right?
yeah,
In
yeah,
a good way.
yeah.
But, we got people who've been training for years, and we've got people who've been training for a matter of like 3 months.
We got an
And they're all
amazing
just
team.
cycling
Yeah,
through and through and through. And
such a
like,
good team, and you can tell them until you're blue in the face, but they never realize how important they are to
absolutely.
fight camp. Yeah,
Yeah.
there wouldn't be a fight camp without them.
I know, like, using Wednesday nights as an example again, if I come in and I see that there's 4 people lined up, I'm like, all right, they're going to get almost as tired as I am.
Yeah,
Because they're cycling through almost as much. But if I come in and see 15 people,
You're
I'm like,
like,
oh, you guys are resting.
these guys are all fresh.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah.
You guys are taking all the rest breaks. But,
Yeah, but so much goes into it, because depending on what state we're fighting in, you got to get licensed,
got to get licensed.
and they all have different rules.
Yep.
So
You gotta
mom's
study
always,
up.
mom's looking at the rules. She's passing it on to us. She's talking. She's negotiating sometimes.
Contracts need to be
Yep.
signed.
Contracts signed, medicals.
Oh, medicals are, that's a big thing.
Yeah, and mom always goes there, and she's got that. She's got a stack of paperwork, and it's all organized just in case something gets lost in translation.
Yep.
And she's like, "Bam!" Which it has a couple times.
Yeah.
And with that many fighters and that kind of craziness going on, it's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
But working with, as far as the different states go, Virginia and South Carolina have been real great to work with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Then
Yeah, they've been awesome.
the ones in South Carolina are fun.
Yeah.
Like the people, I think they're a little bit more relaxed.
I think so. So far.
Yeah.
We've done Ultimate Battlegrounds in South Carolina, and I will say that's a very. I don't mean this it's a convenient show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Meaning it's convenient for us as fighters. It's
Yeah.
convenient for everybody. Not convenient as in like, it's just right there. I'll
Yeah,
do
it's
it. They make everything convenient for us.
Yeah,
and
they do.
they help us out a lot.
They do. They do.
Like it, you don't have to worry about a whole lot.
The communication, because
It's- yeah.
if you got garbage communication, this thing's a nightmare.
There's a group chat with all the fighters in it.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's a great idea.
I think it is.
Yep. And then, of course, you agree to your weight
Yeah.
that you want to fight at, and you always, I don't care what show you're at,
Always.
always have the one person that shows up, and they're like, "Did you even try?
Oh yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
even close." And I'm not going to start throwing out names.
I think the worst I've seen is like 26 pounds.
Yeah,
I remember that.
yeah, and it at the amateur level.
Yeah.
All right, these fighters got to understand that that's the first job you have,
Very first.
because no weight, no
when you're a
fight.
pro, that's the first thing you get paid for.
Yeah.
Is showing
Yeah,
up and making
Yeah,
weight.
step on the scale and bam, you just made money.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So, and I guess as an amateur, you're not, it's an amateur career. It's not like you're risking your money. You didn't sign any contract, so I feel like it's a lot more relaxed. That's why there's some shows that have amateur forms of contracts where, like, if you miss weight, you're suspended.
so my thing,
little bit.
and I've got two people were either really for it or they're like, "Hey, it's amateur and you can't do that."
I'm for it.
Here's the thing. Some of these shows, these promotions, I think they should have almost like a detainer
Yeah,
or retainer, whichever one it is.
some sort of ainer.
Yeah, some kind of ainer. But you put up money,
Yeah,
and that secures that you're going to show up, and you're not going to have some crazy excuse, and you're going to make weight.
yeah,
Because it's not fair for your opponent to be busting their ass,
right.
working and dieting and adjusting all their life. And
Exactly.
they're working out in the gym. They're, of course they got jobs,
Right.
and they're busting their ass. And you come in and you're 20, 25 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
What the hell
You owe
happened?
something.
Yeah.
Especially you travel, right?
Yeah.
Like, all right, so I remember my first Ultimate Battlegrounds fight. My opponent flew in They worked that day.
Yeah.
Flew. Was gonna fight and then
They
fly out.
came from Florida, didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it
and
was
then fly out
Florida.
immediately after the fight,
Right.
right? Or it might have been like the next day, right?
Right.
But like, that's a lot of traveling. Can you imagine flying, like getting a plane ticket? Flying again, it's pro, so you
Yeah.
know traveling's sort of covered. But again, traveling's an inconvenience.
Yeah, it is.
Can you imagine traveling to a couple states up,
Yeah.
and then your opponent misses weight?
Yeah. Oh, I'd be pissed. There's going to be a fight one way or
Yeah, there's
another.
gonna be a
It's going to
fight.
either be in the cage or it's going to be in the
I
parking
hope
lot.
they have the cage set up early.
Yeah, but there's going to be a fight one way or
yeah, yeah.
another. But there is no excuse
Absolutely
not to make weight. You know what? I'd have more. I'd feel a lot better if you lied to me and said, "Hey, I got hurt. I got hurt and I can't make
I
it."
got hurt. Yeah.
You know, don't even show up.
Yeah.
Don't show up. Step on that scale knowing that you're 20, 25 pounds
But you
heavy.
know what? On the same, you know, if you're gonna be dumb, you got to be tough type deal. Props to them for showing up
Oh
and
my
going,
God.
"Hey, everybody, look at the weight I missed.
Yeah,
Look
oh.
at it."
Yeah, oh, God.
Props to them
Makes
because
me
I
so
couldn't do
mad.
it.
Oh,
I could not
God,
do
I
it.
hate that. But, you know, and it's not fair to the promotion
No,
because they're working hard. I
Exactly.
haven't ran a promotion yet. Mom hasn't ran a promotion yet.
but we know they're working hard.
But I couldn't imagine the nonsense that they deal with on the daily about I couldn't imagine. That's a beast. But you know, you have a fight card that you have to that you're preparing,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you got this fight dropping out, that fight dropping out, and you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
find fighters for
Right.
this other guy to fill in, and it's just it's terrible.
Right.
But after weigh-ins, that's like your first big.
Yeah, that's step one of many.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you feel better. You're like, you know what? I'm throwing down some food right
Absolutely.
now. Kind of celebrating.
That's my big thing is I've had to work on like controlling myself after weigh-ins because
Yeah.
for me the hardest part of a fight is dieting.
Yeah,
Like I'm a fat kid at heart, and I like eating.
yeah.
So when I'm done with that diet, I see everything on the menu at that restaurant.
And
I'm
usually
like,
we're at some like bar and grill. They have awesome
Yeah.
bar and grill food. It's something gonna be greasy.
I'll never forget the one fight that my opponent ended up not showing. I still waited because we had teammates fight, and I was
Yep.
like, you know what, I've come this far.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make
Step on the
sure.
scales.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I'm on weight with you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So I weighed in, stepped on the scale, good to go. I ate so much that night. I had a burger. It had onion rings. It had mozzarella sticks. Obviously, the burger, cheese. I mean, and then I got an
It had
entire.
all the sides.
Yeah.
All the sides were on that burger.
Yeah, I got an entire like family-sized portion of nachos. I didn't eat all the nachos because my stomach had shrunk by that point. But like, there's a picture out there of me with just like this heaping pile of food, and I'm like, so I was, I wasn't super sad, but it happens, and I still ate my heart out.
Yeah. No, it's the bar and grill food's the way to go.
It is.
Hey, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Okay,
Yep. So we'll be right back.
sounds great.
Welcome back.
We're back. I've been rehearsing that one too.
You're very you're high strung today.
I had my coffee this morning.
Taking them vitamins.
I've been taking them vitamins.
Yeah. But we were talking about fight weekend, and so after you make weight, you eat, you celebrate a little bit, because it's been a long haul.
Of course.
Yeah. And then, my first fight, I didn't sleep.
No?
I didn't. No, I didn't
I sleep so good.
Oh,
And I
I
try to
slept.
put it off too because I'm so nervous that like I'll be staying up and I'm like, I know if I go to sleep, I'll wake up and it'll be tomorrow, and that's the day I have to fight. So like, let me stay up a little bit longer.
Oh man, because the hotel that they had us up in, that was spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it had like the portrait paintings where the you could see like the eyeballs moving. Like somebody was on the other side of the wall
Watching
looking
you.
at you and stuff. Yeah, it was crazy. But we I slept like garbage the first fight. My second fight, I slept really good.
Yeah.
But you wake up that morning, you're like, all right, it's fight day, but it's so busy because you
It
gotta
is.
you gotta get your medicals done.
Well, it's busy later on. I know we wake up and then I like sit for like 3 or 4 hours
Yeah,
because I'm like, all right, we got to get ready at like 12 to go leave. Maybe eat some lunch, check
right.
in, get medically. Well, I'll take it back. We got to check in the morning here lately.
Yeah,
But go eat lunch, do whatever. But that's later on.
yeah,
But when I first wake up, that I'm nervous. First thing I do is I pray, and I've got the armor of God section.
yep,
It's like Ephesians 6:10 through 20. I'll read that. I got it like circled off.
yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm ready. And then I'm nervous again. I'm like,
Now you basically, because I know how you are, you do the same thing.
yeah,
I mean, it's just
very
Yeah. superstitious.
superstitious, very there's a word for it.
OCD.
Almost, yeah.
It's very like I could tell you like
Rehearsed.
yeah, yeah.
It's
I could
like,
tell.
alright.
I won't even be talking to you, and I know exactly what you're doing that
Yeah.
morning. But
Yep,
you know,
and I have three good luck bracelets
yep,
that I'll wear.
and you go through your medicals,
Yep.
and then you have kind of a lunch break.
Yeah.
you know. But then all of a sudden, especially with these bigger shows, they're starting up, and then they want to have the fighter meeting,
Yeah.
with corners and all that stuff.
Just to refresh on the rules.
Yep, yep. And
Because if someone gets thrown out of the cage, and that's brought up
it's brought up
almost
single-
every time.
So someone
Yeah,
it had to happen.
someone
to somebody.
has done it.
Yeah,
Obviously, they won the fight.
yeah.
Obviously, you
Yeah.
don't throw somebody out of the cage and not win the
Yep,
fight.
and they tell you can't stick your fingers in any orifices.
Any orifices, so we cannot check which is a common thing. We talked about it on this podcast.
Yeah, I know.
You cannot check the oil.
Yep, no checking the oil.
None,
No dipstick.
unfortunate.
No, but so we go through all that, and then depending on where you're fighting, how you're fighting, whether you're a pro or amateur. If you're a pro, a lot of times you're locked up in the back.
Yeah. I remember my first fight, I couldn't go anywhere. After I was checked in medically, they were like, you have to stay back here, or someone has to accompany you.
Yeah, you had a babysitter. I remember that they went through your bag.
Yeah.
And
They
you-
looked at my water jug.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't this one, but they looked at this.
Yeah.
They were like, what's in that? And I was like, water with some flavor. They were like, well, just make sure you stick to like bottled water.
Bottled
Let
water.
us watch you open it.
Yep.
I mean, it makes sense.
If you peed, they peed,
yeah.
and if
We
they
cross streams.
yeah.
I remember having to pee before the fight, but I was like, I don't want to ask this man to come pee with me.
Yeah, and you had pee gloves.
yeah. I don't want to ask this man to come pee with me. And I didn't. And I remember fighting while I had to pee. I didn't feel it in there, obviously. But after the fight, I was all happy, and I came down, and I was like, man, I really got to pee.
That same dude, he walked you all the way to the cage door.
Yeah.
And then he was the first one you seen walking out of the cage. Was
Yeah.
that guy, and he walked you all the way back.
And super cool dude, too.
Yeah.
I liked
Oh
him.
yeah. He was. Both Virginia and South Carolina have been
Yeah.
awesome to work with.
I'm trying to make friends with all the officials at the South Carolina shows.
They're just kicked back. They're
Right.
they're awesome.
Like I was talking to them last time, and I feel bad. I'm terrible with names, so their names are escaping me at the moment. But I was talking to them last time, and I was like, "Hey, did you guys like paint my name on your chest or anything for after the fight?" And they were like,
Shaved it in their chest
yeah.
there.
Or it might not have been last time. It was the one before that. You got to laugh. And so after the fight, I looked at him and I was like, and he nodded. He was like,
No, they're cool, but and working up to your fight, like you're in a position now where you're always at the very end.
yeah.
So it's a long, long night.
And now, granted, like the waiting kills me.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned earlier, it's the your fight number 13. right? They're on fight number 2, so you're like, I got a while. Then it's like, oh yeah, it's number 11 now. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Wait a sec. But I think I'd rather it be that fast.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
the last time we fought, we were done by like 6:30,
Oh, yeah.
and that was wonderful.
Yeah. Because now,
Like we haven't eaten dinner
yeah,
yet.
we're like, it's out of the way now. And
Yeah.
you're like, let's do this,
yeah,
But, and depending, you got the famous question, well, what time you think you'd be fighting? And you're like, man, I don't know. It could
I
go,
wish I could
it can
tell
go
you.
3 rounds or go 3 seconds.
What time did I fight the? It was the second Ultimate Battlegrounds fight.
You fought one. We were almost out of there by midnight.
Yeah,
It was
I think
late.
it was like 11:30.
Yeah,
thought.
it was super, super late.
And
That's a long day, though.
I'll
Because
never forget
we're
because it's
there
a
early.
big card.
Yeah.
Huge card.
Yeah.
And they one person got injured, and I'll never forget. It was fight number 14. I remember that. I didn't watch the fight, but dude came back and I was like, "What fight are they on? If you don't mind me asking." He was like 14. I was like, "Cool." 30 minutes later, dude came back to check on something. I was like, "Hey, what fight are they on?" They were 14. What? They're fighting 3 3-minute rounds. Like, why is this taking 30 minutes?
Oh, that was the one where the
ambulance had to come.
They got injured.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
And so, like, oh my god. And I was nervous, I'm fighting. And this was the one I just got my opponent 2 weeks out from the fight because, he had a unfortunate injury, I think, on my
Right.
previous opponent.
Right.
And so, this one came in, stepped up 2 weeks before the
And,
fight.
and I love people like that.
And he was good. too.
Yeah, yeah.
He had nickname Hands of Stone.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, he certainly had hands. He hit me one time from a clinch like this. There's no power behind it.
Yeah.
And he kind of jolted me a second. I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
what is that?"
I think that's awesome when people stay ready like that and
Yeah.
they're willing to take fights.
Yeah.
I think because you think about it, almost 3 months of fight camp, and you're like, man, all this is for nothing.
Yeah.
And you got awesome people like that step in.
Right.
And Ultimate Battlegrounds did a fantastic job.
They do so good at fighting.
Oh man, they'll do anything to
Yeah.
make sure that you have a fight.
Yeah.
And their communication is
The last
awesome.
one, kind of the same thing happened. There was an injury, and then I think it was a week. It was a week out from the fight,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Hey, we got you somebody."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's insane.
They did really good, and that's why our possum's name is Gerald now.
It is.
Yep. Yep.
It is one of one of the head officials at Ultimate Battlegrounds is Gerald, and we got Gerald on that same
Yep.
same weekend. And Gerald's such a good dude. All of them are good dudes
Yeah.
up there. Vinny, Derek Brunson,
Derek
they're all
Brunson.
good dudes.
Yep. They all work hard.
I'd like to believe I got Derek Brunson on the fanny pack train.
I think so. It was funny. He pulled you aside after that last fight.
Right,
And
he
he's like,
had it
"Look,"
on.
yeah, he had it on. He was-
he had it strapped
he
on
was sporting
different,
it.
but we were still there.
Yeah. Yep. But fight week or fight weekend is always fun.
It is.
Especially depending on it could be Myrtle Beach.
It's an adrenaline vacation.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, you never know where you're going to be fighting at, and what makes it fun too is the people that come out to support.
Yeah.
Oh my God, these people take their entire weekend and set it aside for you.
We got
Travel.
people traveling from everywhere.
Yeah, well,
New York, Arkansas, Ohio.
yeah, Ohio. You're all the friends in Virginia. They drove down to Myrtle
They're
Beach.
7 hours.
Yeah, that's a hike.
They're so cool.
But you know what? They have no idea how much it means to everybody when people like that take
Yeah.
the time out of their day
Like, it's
or
huge.
weekend to support you. You know,
Like, it means the world.
yeah,
And it just, I mean, it's great. And I think that's the best feeling is I've never, with the support we have, I've never fought and not had a crowd to look towards.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Like, I think the least we've had is like 80 people. And that's the very least traveling for hours. I think it was Norfolk.
Yep.
Or Virginia Beach. And, that's 4.5, 5 hours. It's a long trip. For 80 people to come to that,
Oh,
that's
my God.
insane.
Yeah.
For Ultimate Battlegrounds, I think what was the first Ultimate Battlegrounds fight?
we poured in there.
What did we have? Like 100 and
We had over 100.
Was
Didn't
it
we?
like 130? Yeah. We got 130 tickets.
That's
We
crazy.
filled at least half of the room.
Yeah. Oh my God. And you know what? They're supporting the sport.
Yeah.
They were applauding. They applauded your opponents all the time.
Absolutely.
And
And
because
I
that's
applaud
just
my opponent in the
yeah,
cage.
that's just the group of people that we affiliate
Yeah,
with.
we both have the same goal.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, this is business. It's not like I hate you, you hate me,
Yeah.
you're my enemy. This
Yeah.
is like this is business. We're gonna punch each other for a little bit,
Yep.
and then we can go out and get a drink after if
Yeah.
we
Get a
want.
drink and probably some
Yeah.
pizza.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We punch our friends here every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I love being friends with my opponents.
I know you do.
That's my thing is I love being friends with my opponents. My last one, I took a selfie with him,
Yeah.
and then the last Toro Cup, I was like not like real talking trash, but I was like fake talking trash to him. Like before the Toro Cup, I was
Right.
like, "Hey, are you scared yet?" And we were like standing for. It was taking a minute for the match to start, so we were standing across the mats. I was like, "You scared yet?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm shaking in my boots."
Yeah, no, it's always fun, and
Yeah.
I just love fight weekend, and
It's great. It's a fun. Like I said, it's an adrenaline vacation. You know, it's the most nerve wracking, adrenaline filled thing you'll
Yeah.
do. But once you're done, you're like,
you know what? My favorite one was where we had vacation planned right after.
yes.
Let me
we
tell
went
you
to the
something,
beach.
because that's the only thing I hate is like waking up early that morning, checking out of the hotel,
And just going home.
going home,
Yep.
and then you're like, man, after this weekend, now I got to go to work
Yeah.
Monday. Dude, that was
You're right back to work after getting beat up.
Yeah.
And it's the worst.
because not only that is your adrenaline dump too,
Yeah.
and you're
You're
sore from
dead
that. You're
tired.
sore from that. So that was probably one of my favorite fights, because we're like, after this beach, we're going to
going to
another
this
beach.
beach.
Yeah, we're going to another beach.
And I'll never forget that one because that was number one, my first knockout.
Yeah,
I
that was a
threw.
fantastic knockout too.
It was completely happenstance. I tell everybody it was a blessing.
Yeah.
Because it was completely not meant to land like that. That was
Yeah.
a kick to the body. And
Yep.
his head was positioned just right to where the top of my knee hit.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that it was the top of my knee because days after, the top of my knee hurt.
Yeah.
And we got to Emerald Isle, and the little house we kind of Airbnb'd, right? had
Massive steps.
it was like climbing the Empire State Building. And
and then to get down to the water in the backyard.
every step I was
Yeah.
And I'll also never forget that one because number one, I'm fairly positive he had rocks in his gloves because he hit so hard.
He was a tough opponent.
He blackened my eye.
Yeah.
So that night, I was sort of beat up. I went to blow my nose, right? I think a little bit blood. Yeah. So I went to blow my nose, and I felt so much pressure in this eye, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm not gonna blow my nose for a couple of days because I don't want to lose an eyeball."
Yeah.
That's my thought process. Like, I don't want my eye to just. So for days, I didn't blow my nose.
But tell him what happened though.
Yeah. So finally, we're on vacation, and it's a little bit swollen, right? Swelling went down. We're on vacation. We're having a good time. Well, Tuesday morning, and I remember it was Tuesday. This was, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days
Yeah.
after the fight. I'm like, I'm gonna try to blow my nose. I'm stuffy. I'm gonna try to blow my nose. So, and I felt the pressure, and I was like, ooh. Well, I looked up in the mirror, and it was like a balloon animal.
That shit was fun.
It was like a whoopee cushion, and my entire eyelid inflated. And
I'd never seen anything like that.
was so confused, and I was like, whoa. So the first thing I did is I went out and I was like, Mom, look. And she was like, ooh.
Like,
And I
you
was
wanted
like,
to push on it.
Yeah,
dude.
I wanted to like pop it with a needle and just. But it was swollen, and then for the rest of the week, every picture we took, I had a swollen eyeball. And it was just the eyelid. It was inflated. It was filled with air.
It was. I've never seen anything like that.
I've seen one thing I saw a video recently where a dude was in the cage and I guess he blew his nose and I watched his eyelid go. And I was like, oh, that wasn't just me. I think it has something to do with the sinuses. It's
Yeah.
gotta.
Oh yeah. It definitely does.
But that was nice. We went on. We did a fight in Charlottesville. It was my third fight. I remember, which actually
Yeah.
the memories just popped up with that. and we wanted to stay an extra day in Charlottesville. You know, explore the town a little.
Yeah,
Charlottesville's
yeah,
super cool.
yeah,
Nice little
yeah.
area. But you explore the town a little bit, and you know, after fights, you're so sore.
They have that main street there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like Main Street.
yeah,
I went down Main Street a couple of years ago, and they took the arena away.
yeah, yeah. And I thought they were making it into like some kind of parking deck or something like that.
They might have.
But Main Street, you know, we have so many memories there. Main Street was really cool because
Yeah.
it was like bar, grill, restaurant.
Yeah, and it
but
was a nice little area.
Yeah,
little
it was
downtown
really,
area.
really nice.
But we were exploring the town, and you know, I was down. I was super excited, but I'm sore.
Yeah,
Right? Like I used I wasn't as technically advanced as I am today, so it was, you know, ooga booga, I'm gonna squeeze you until you
yeah,
tap type
yeah,
deal.
yeah,
And so I did too. I finally got a darts, and I'm gonna tell you, I held on to that darts for like a minute and a half. Just
yeah.
if it went to round two, I'd have had noodle arms. Thankfully,
You got the tap.
you know, got it. Whew. So, you know, the next day we wake up, and we wanted to walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Well, and it sucks because you
And
have to.
it's terrible. So I was walking. I was like 10 paces behind you guys at all times because I had to think about every step, and it hurt so bad.
Yep. People don't know how bad that adrenaline dump and everything else.
It's
you know,
so taxing on the body.
So yes, it is.
Which is why I can't imagine the people that fight without preparation.
Yeah.
Like you prepare and you train your body for this, and we build it up to a certain extent to where like we can handle this.
Yeah.
But, like the people that are like, yeah, whatever, I'll
Yeah.
fight.
Man.
That's why you're losing. That's you haven't trained. Your body's not ready for this. Not, you know, you might have the technique, but you didn't train your body for
No,
this.
no.
Right? If you don't win it in the first 3 minets,
You're done. Your fight camp's so important, and putting yourself through all that
important,
abuse
mentally
prior.
and physically,
Yeah,
it's just
because you gotta go. You gotta know you're going in prepared.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Have
Yeah.
confidence in your preparation. Whether we win or lose, you know, we're not going to lose due to lack of.
Training.
Lack of
No,
training, lack
not at
of
all. You know,
preparation.
you may get caught. You know, it's a fight. You know,
Yeah.
a fight's a fight. You may get caught.
Yeah.
You may be prepared, and if you get caught, that's how it goes. You
That's
know,
how it goes.
Yeah, it is what
I've
it
been
is.
caught.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It happens.
Yep. And that's what you know. But you learn so much from it, and
Yeah.
nobody wants to hear it at the time.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh man, use it as a lesson. You're like, man, shut the
Shut
hell
up.
up, man.
Shut
Eh,
up.
But
But
it's so
I've used
true.
everyone as a lesson.
Yeah.
I really have. And
Yeah.
I've learned. I got so much better after my losses. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, the wins make me better as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
And I'll take the little progress with a win over the big progress with a loss.
Yeah.
But there is genuine, huge
There
progress.
is. There is.
You know, like I became a whole new fighter every time I lost.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And you could see it from, especially like our stand. You know, where we were seeing it,
Yeah.
the progress that you made. You know, and it's tough. It's tough. Nobody wants to go through, you know,
No.
a loss or a losing streak.
No one
But
does.
sometimes that makes you reevaluate. Okay, maybe I'm doing something different, or maybe I'm thinking too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so. But I miss fight weekend. I can't wait to get back to it.
We'll get back to it for
we're-
sure.
Yeah, we are, because I'm real excited about the couple that we have that
Yeah.
are so close to, I think, pulling that trigger.
Yeah.
And getting their first ones in.
Absolutely. Very excited.
Mom said we got some more questions.
I heard a rumor that we did.
Yeah, so I think we got two of them, right?
Yeah, I think there's 2 today. There's a little bit more. If you guys have any questions, message us. Ask the questions. You can remain anonymous or have your name said. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. But
think
if you
it-
have any questions, hit us up.
I think they got to send it to Mom,
Oh,
right?
hit her up.
Yeah, I
Hit
think
her
that's
up.
what we decided on. So,
All right.
all right. So I got the first question here. And mind you, we have not seen these.
Ah.
Connie will not let us see these. So
I guess we should have done them one at a time, open them. But now we
Shoot.
know. You don't
Yeah.
know my question.
no, I don't know your
I
question.
don't know yours, so it works out.
All right. So the first question: if you had to compare yourself to a well-known fighter, who would it be, and why?
I'll let you answer first.
Oh my God. Well, it's not fair because I haven't fought in, you know, I never made it to a pro level. I fought a couple of amateur fights. I don't know. You know what?
I have an answer.
Good. What's the
You want to
answer?
think on it for a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Brandon Moreno.
Okay.
Not because of his skill level, because he's super good, but he wants tough opponents.
Yeah.
Right? He likes tough opponents. He's a genuinely good fighter. I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I'm a really good fighter, but he's a really good fighter. But the thing that tops it all is he's also a dork. He did an interview, and he had like Legos and Funko Pops in the background. And
Really?
since then, he's been one of my favorites. Israel Adesanya is another one. He
Yeah.
wears Akatsuki gear.
Well,
He's done an interview in a polo shirt with Akatsuki clouds on it, and I was like, and
really?
they've both are champions.
Well,
They're
yeah,
both
yeah.
they're,
They are.
dorks are
Yeah,
coming up.
Yeah, and,
We're coming up.
but and it's. I guess if there was that one fighter that I'm not big on talking trash. We don't
Yeah.
allow any of our team to do it.
No.
Because we say save it for the fight.
Yeah.
And plus you look like an idiot if you're talking trash and
you
then
lose?
all of a sudden you're taking a nap
Oh,
in
absolutely. You
the
look
octagon.
so
You
dumb.
look like an idiot. And not only that, the biggest thing is the kids.
Yeah.
You got kids looking at you. Remember
Right.
when you decided you wanted to fight? You were a kid on the outside.
10.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you seen some dude's arm get ripped off.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's what I want to do.
You want to do that?
Yeah. I mean, I
super
remember
cool.
the day. But you sit there, you're talking trash.
All right.
And-
Never forget it. You see the Conor McGregor. I think it was Dustin Poirier where he lost, and he threw a kick or something, and he either checked it or hit the knee or something, and his ankle either snapped or his shin snapped
Right.
or something. He stepped back and rolled on it, and Dustin Poirier took advantage. It's a fight. Anything can happen. Took advantage. Boom, boom, boom. And Conor McGregor lost the fight. And your wife's in my DMs. You're shouting for desperation at that point. Like you look dumb, man. And that's an iconic line now. But like,
Yeah. But and so any kind of fighter that just goes out there to knock around and not talk crap, they got a job to do.
yeah, man, I'm just trying to get hit a little bit.
Yeah. I want to
But who do you relate yourself to?
I don't have anybody. Like
You got to say a name.
I
Mike Tyson. You guys resemble each other.
oh God, don't bring up Mike Tyson again.
Mike Tyson.
Oh my God.
We're bringing him up.
Oh man, Brown's gonna friggin' let me have it now. Because ever since our last one, where I
kicking
said
everything.
Yeah, you are. The whole,
Oh, my
you gotta
goodness.
fight Mike Tyson. So
All right. So we're relating you to Mike Tyson.
yeah.
A little more serious now. In detail, what did it feel like to step into the cage to fight for the first time? Now, mine doesn't have a name on it.
Okay.
Is yours?
No.
Oh, these are both anonymous.
Okay.
Okay. So in detail, what does it feel like to fight in the cage for the first time? Step in.
First one, you go in there. I think everybody reacts differently.
Yeah.
The very first one, my ears just they just shut. Like I couldn't hear shit.
You can block a lot out.
Yeah, I couldn't hear nothing.
Yeah.
Like my adrenaline was just pumping.
Yeah.
And you go in there and you're like, all right, this is pretty cool, and I'm looking around, I'm like, there's a lot of room in this cage. It's like,
Wait,
sweet.
So much room for activity.
Yeah, so much room for activities. But you go in there and you're like, all right, I'm getting ready to fight. Like, this is what I came here for. You know you're going to get into a fight. There's no talking your way out of it.
No.
You did the work, and you're like, I'm getting ready to bang hands with this guy. And it just sets in. It's so, I guess it just pumps you up.
Yeah.
You go in there and you're like, I'm getting ready to punch this guy, and he's getting ready to punch me, and we're just gonna see who
One of us is gonna punch each other.
Someone's
more.
gonna win.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be a loser.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
But It's just your adrenaline is pumped up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. And then when you're done, I remember I almost needed it. I had to hang on to, I think it was Bobby do it might have been Bobby Gurley.
Might have been
I had to hold on to his back
one of
stepping
the
out
great
because
Bobbies.
yeah, because my legs were dead. Yeah, I
Yeah,
had a big adrenaline dump right after the fight, and I was like, all right, I need to hold on to somebody getting out of here.
my first fight wasn't my worst adrenaline dump, but we'll get into that in a second. But I think fighting for the first time, it's been a while. Was that 2014?
God.
2014, I think. So it's
Yeah.
been a
Yeah.
while.
Because
But you know why I remember is because I still feel the same to this day. They tell you, after 3, your nerves start to get. No, they don't. I'm about to fight somebody. I'm just as nervous. I'm confident in my
you know
preparation.
who says that? The guy that's not getting in the cage. Yeah.
I'm confident in my preparation.
Yeah.
But then I look at this buff man across from me and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Looks like an action figure.
oh, I gotta fight G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
But you step in. We've talked about fight day, and I'm nervous. I'm nervous all through fight camp, but fight day, you wake up and you're like, there's gonna be violence either done to me or from me later.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you see your opponent around, you look at him and you're like, you're gonna be the one that punches me or I punch you, and you're just kind of again, and I try to keep it fun and playful, but again, in your mind, you're like, oh, we're gonna fight.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. Like, we could get seriously hurt. We're going to fight. And then you get to, you just keep on getting more and more nervous. Especially, we talked about now, we're later down the card,
Right.
more and more nervous as the fights go. What makes it worse is when you go out and you watch the fights and you hear the fist hit.
Yeah. Oh, and you
You-
can feel it in your
Yeah,
chest.
like you watch it on TV and sometimes you hear them and you're like, ooh, in person you hear every
Yeah, it's so
single
different being in person.
punch.
If you have not been to a fight in person,
Highly recommend.
go.
Go to your local bar.
Go. Italian funeral,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
But,
There's going to be a fight.
But it's the most nerve-wracking thing, and you have to keep face. And that's, I think, the hardest part about it is you can't show you're nervous.
Yeah.
You can't, you can't like look around. You have to keep face. You have
Yeah.
to have a game face, and that's, I think, largely why I adopted smiling in fights is to keep my mental state where it needs to be. My first couple of fights, I was very serious, very like, I'm gonna win this,
Yeah.
and I still am.
Yeah.
But my first fight I'll never forget. I was fight number 2, I believe, and it came super quick. So nervous, so nervous, and once that first exchange is thrown, it's like, oh, this is a fight.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're
That's
like-
like the icebreaker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like introducing yourself to the class. You
Yeah.
stand up, you tell yourself, and now you can make friends, right?
Yeah. You're like, all right,
But-
we got that out of the way.
Right.
You know?
But it's that first. I think the most I start to like get overwhelmingly nervous when the Vaseline starts to come on.
Yeah.
Once the Vaseline is on my cheeks, I'm like, oh,
Yeah. It's
this is
time.
happening. And I walk up so reluctantly, and I get in the cage. They close the doors. Fighter, are you ready? No, no, absolutely not. He wants to hurt me. I'm not ready.
That's the part that, as especially as a coach, but more so when I see that bolt go
Yeah.
in the door,
You're locked in.
I'm like, I can't get to my fighter
Yeah.
now. Either something bad's gonna happen,
Yep.
or I gotta wait to the end of the round.
Exactly.
Yeah, or good, I should say, bad or good
Yeah,
happens.
absolutely.
But I can't get to my fighter right now. That bolt's in the door.
Exactly, and it's and I think it just take these Thai fighters with 400 fights under their belt.
Yeah,
I would like to imagine that they're not nervous anymore, but I've had 13, all right, and that's not comparable. But I still get just as nervous every time as I did the first one.
oh yeah, and I could see that, and I
Yeah.
could definitely see that.
Adrenaline dumps are a thing that
They
my
are.
firand first wasn't my adrenaline dump. I was hype after the fight. Whoa, it was 3 rounds.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I sat down in between rounds, and coach was like, "How do you feel?" And I was like, "My arms and my legs are numb." And he was like, "That's good. Keep going." And I was like, "All right."
Yeah,
But after the fight, I was hyped. Whoa, let's go.
Yeah.
And I was sore the next day, but my worst adrenaline dump was my first loss. And when it was Jacob Ashley, Spartica. Went in and got fight of the year.
yeah,
Won the first 2 rounds.
did.
To my perspective, I won, right?
Yeah.
Round number 3, I was dead round
Oh,
2.
you definitely did.
I was absolutely destroyed, demolished, dead round 2. But I was like, round 1, I ended on top doing this. Mm-hmm. Boom, boom. And bell rung. Everybody thought that I just won the fight.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it was close because you could see he was just getting ready to
Yeah.
step into.
But round 2, I was like, I almost ended it. Let's see if we can do it again. Wasn't nearly as close. Almost got submitted.
Right.
But I still won the round,
Yep.
to my knowledge. And then round 3, I had nothing. Round 2, I had nothing, but I was motivated. Round
Right.
3, I didn't win by as much, and I was like,
Yeah.
I remember standing up and and we got to going, and we got on the wall, went to the ground. He took my back, and I heard his corner go, "You got 2 minutes." I was like, "All right, we can survive for 2 minutes." And he sunk in a chin choke
Yeah, he was.
and squeezed.
His jits was on point.
Yeah, and it still is. He's so good.
Yeah, he's really, really
So
good.
good.
Yeah,
But,
he was a great fighter.
He sunk in the chin choke, and I was like, "All right, it's a chin choke." And then I started not breathing, and I was like, "Man, this sucks." And I ended up tapping, and I was like, "Oh." And I was disappointed from the loss, but the adrenaline dump after.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna need help walking down the stairs because my legs were like super weak.
Yeah.
I got in the back, sprawled on the locker room floor, which was carpeted, by the way.
Yeah.
Sprawled on the carpet locker room floor, just starfished.
Yeah.
And we're like, "You good?" And I was like, "Everything hurts."
That's the
Head,
one. I think.
heart,
I think you didn't you
body.
hop in the shower in that one.
Dude, I stripped down to my boxers. After laying on the floor for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I stripped down to my boxers, hopped in the shower for another 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Just
I
letting the
remember that.
water run on me.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I think part of it was like, man, this is my first loss. But I think 85%.
You're gonna have those losses, and sometimes you're gonna string them together.
I
and
think fighting game
it's gonna
opponents
suck.
is super important. I think a loss is important here and there. Fighting game opponents, that's going to be better than just wins.
Right.
Because you go out and you're taking all these feeder fights.
Yeah.
Is what they're called, right? Look at the recent boxing match, Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis, right? Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia is really good. Both of them are really good, huge names in boxing now, right? Super young, they're up and coming, but everybody was like, Tank's gonna win, Tank's gonna win. Well, they went out round 7. I think it was round 7. Ryan Garcia got dropped. I think it was a body shot. But everybody who you would talk to about that fight would be like, "Oh, Tank's gonna win. He's fighting all these legit fighters. He's getting real fights in."
Yeah.
Ryan's been fighting feeder fights.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of legit ones, but he's building his record.
Yeah.
Right? He's getting these feeder fights. Not to say anything can't happen.
Right. Right.
You can absolutely lose a feeder fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There was a rematch that night, actually, from a feeder fight that the feeder won. But anyways, Ryan lost. And I think it was because of the lack of what's the word I'm looking? The lack of quality of
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
There
Yep.
we go. But yeah, I think it's important to lose.
I think so too, and I think that's something that.
And if you don't lose, props to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Props to you. But
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a growing moment.
I wish we could say we win them all, and
That would be nice.
but you know what we do? We do it with class.
Absolutely. Everything we do with class.
Yeah. All except one. I got to take the blame for that. I lost my shit. I lost my shit. You won that fight.
Oh yeah, in the locker room, I lost it a little bit.
I
but,
lost.
on the
I
surface.
lost my shit.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, and you know what? It makes us
Yeah.
better people.
I believe that's it for us today.
Yeah,
I think we gotta wrap it up.
That was a good show, and but we'll be back in a couple weeks. We want to thank everybody for watching too. Everybody who says they're watching, and keep
And
on doing it.
listening.
Yeah,
Keep on. Okay. We're gonna subscribe. We're gonna like these videos. we're gonna like the page, right? We're gonna hit that little notification bell at the top, right, to get notified every time we post. Right? This is number 6, right?
Yeah. I think is this number 6?
If you've seen all 6, let us know.
Yeah,
Big Mac, you'll get a big high five. if
yeah.
you come here.
Comment on the bottom.
We don't have any merch yet, but we'll get you a big high five.
Yeah,
But yeah, like these videos, comment if you want, let us know what you think. Send us your questions, all of the above. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
thank y'all.